Great piece. I'm gonna go over something that I said in the previous video, and let me go ahead and play it. Let me play it for you all. Great piece, great piece, great piece. I want to touch on a thought that was just in my head, and I said I have to make this video. I have to talk about this. Um, And I'm going to, as you can see today, I'm not in a suit. I'm not in my jalapa. I'm basically just in a plain green shirt, and I have a hat on. Nation of Islam. That's my way of paying respect to the black separatist groups here in America. For those who are still separatists and who are still Pan-Africanists and those who are still left. This is what I want to touch on. White people, when they say things like, "You're just a racist, dude," you know what I mean? Like, they go that whole route. Like, I keep hearing them say these things and using these as talking points. And it's like a way to disagree with someone's point. Like, when they do things like this or say things like that, like, the thing that you got to note is that not only are they trying to force assimilate with you, but they're trying to attack your freedom of speech and your freedom of religion. Those are the main three things that they're trying to do. Like, it's just weird to me that they always use this as sort of like a sorting point to like separate a valid point made by someone. Because a lot of the times is that what you see is that when they do this, right, you find out that the person who's being attacked, who's saying, they're the person who's accused of being racist, their point is it filtrates, you know what I mean? It filtrates the point that they're trying to make. It's a good point, so the last resort is to attack someone's integrity or attack someone's honesty. That's the only thing they can resort to. Like, I've been accused of being racist, and it's like, how can I be racist up until the point that I'm an adult, when I was a kid, when I was a child, I didn't have thoughts of, being a separatist. I did what my mother told me. I did what my father told me. I didn't look at people as sort of a way to point out their flaws or a way to look at the fact that they were different than me, and I wanted to be a sort of a person who got away from them. I wasn't the boogeyman in any sort of way, right? Like, if a person disagrees with you and they feel like, they've had enough of you to the point where they feel like they have to say something that's very offensive or what is to be accused of being racist, you need to mirror yourself. You need to look at what you're doing. You need to look at the fact that the person is viewing you as someone who's trying to force assimilate. You know what I mean? If you're doing something obvious that is wrong, you need to check what you're doing that is wrong. I think, like, people don't realize this. Like, when you're a man and you go out your way to have children, by a black woman, and you're yourself is white, and you're constantly around black women, the men are going to look at you kind of differently than, say, your own man. Like, the men are going to look at you as someone who's trying to blot out the race, if you will, you know, and a lot of that happens, you know. Um, a lot of that happens, and you know, you got to call people out on the things that they do, um, while at the same time kind of realizing that, you know, um, it's kind of a moot point to like even address certain issues that you may see that may plague the community. Um, just because you say something that's right, just because you say something that is viewed as justice, it doesn't mean that that person who you're accusing of doing something is going to correct their mistake. Oftentimes they're not, you know. So in many cases, like, you just want to save your breath and kind of, you know, just let things kind of be, you know what I mean? You know, because like, it's so many hypocrisies that we see throughout a day that, you know, you wonder, are people very serious about correcting social injustices that kind of like hits us everywhere we go. So, you know, I woke up to some bad news today. There was a shooting in the community, and, you know, 2 men I think were killed, and I know 1 for sure, you know, and it was over an argument, you know, like, and that really made me think, like, man, that hit kind of close to home. Maybe I should, you know, sell my home and leave, you know, and go to a community that's kind of accepting of, you know, immigrants, you know, me as a foundational Black American, half, and, you know, Burkina Bay and Cameroonian. So I look at that as just like, the stuff we see in the Black community, like, this stuff will never change. Like, this stuff will never change, man. It's like the masses of Black people have to be separated, you know? If you get to a point where you feel like you have to shoot somebody and you're around them like all the time or something like that, this is something that been in your state of ego. This is something that been in your state of thinking. I'm kind of addressing an issue without addressing it, you know, because the police just look at it like it's an isolated incident. They just got in an argument. They don't blame it on the fact that, you know, how was the person invited? How was the person around the person who was the victim? They don't address these issues. So I'm really looking at it like, I hope the community heals from this. I hope that, you know, what was done is, I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better. And I hope that what we saw today doesn't happen again. So that's all I have to say in this video. And, you know, I'll see you all again. Great peace. Yakoki.
Okay, so I want to like double back a little bit and touch on the first points I was making in the video. Like, there's a problem with, you know, people having free speech. There's a problem with people being able to voice their opinions and express themselves, not just even around white people, but sometimes around their own family members. Like, you can't even be yourself without being judged. In most cases, like, you may have to separate from them. You may have to, in a lot of cases, you have to leave, you know, from being around them. You know, if they're not going to let you be you and they're not going to support what you're doing, they're not going to support you going the route that you want to take, you being a sole independent woman, a sole independent man, you have to separate from them. You can't allow people to hold you back. You can't allow that, because what you're going to find is, on your path to achieving the things you want to achieve, um, there's going to be people who are going to come along with you in the way that you're going, and they're going to support everything you're doing. And they won't necessarily be a first relative or a second relative. They're going to be someone who you didn't know, 5 months prior. So I've experienced this before, and I made the bad decision of, you know, coming back around people who I knew prior to me making good decisions. Um, when you want to do something, like as far as achieving a goal or something, they don't support you. Like, you want to go back to school and, get that done, they won't support you, you know. So this is messages for like the people who are kind of on the fence of thinking like, maybe I do need a change of scenery. This is for you. And on the second thing about the shooting, it's going to be a hot summer. The kids are going to have to go out and play. Avoid crowds. Avoid people who are argumentative. Avoid people who are very tit for tat. Avoid these type of people. Don't be standing around them when it comes to cookout or something like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Break away from that. So this is, when you think about us being, in America, and us like trying to lead a way for peace. It's a road that we have to meet together. We have to meet these roads together. It's not up to us to say we're going to do it alone. We have to achieve it together. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all enjoyed the points that I made in that playback, and I hope you all see fit to go back and listen. Take from it. So enjoy your day. Great peace.